Tim Cowlishaw, Dallas Morning News columnist, ESPN Around the Horn contributor, and he joins us on the program. How big a game is the bigger game for Dallas or the Rams this weekend, Tim?
Nice segue from Golden Brews and IPAs to Tim Cowlishaw, but thank you for that opportunity, Danny. It is a bigger game, honestly, for the Rams, and that's part of the problem. The Cowboys would love to beat a winning team one time this season. Hasn't happened yet. They're 0-6. But everybody knows no matter what happens Sunday, they go into Philadelphia and win, and then they got to beat Washington at home, and they win the East. Whereas the Rams are kind of hanging around the edge of the wild card. They could use the Vikings to lose a game or two. So realistically, the Rams are much closer to elimination with the loss Sunday than the sad little Cowboys.
Are they sad little Cowboys?
Well, here's what they are. They're a team of empty yards and empty dreams, Dan. When you look at Dak and Amari and Zeke are the first in team history to have 4,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiver. You would have thought the triplets might have done it in the 90s. You'd have thought Romo and Dez and DeMarco Murray did it. These guys did it. They got 3 games left to play, and the team is 6-7. So what do all these yards mean? They're first in yards. They're 9th in scoring. They go up and down the field, and they do a lot of nothing with it.
But also, they lead the NFL in third down percentage. I would think that'd be a really big stat for a team.
All these things seem like they would help, don't they?
Yeah.
It seems like this would add up to more than 6-7. But they just cut a kicker who has missed 10 field goals. And he's the only kicker who's missed 10 field goals in the last 4 years. And if you're a team that lost 2 games by 2 points and 2 games by 4 points, how much could having a decent, just an average kicker have helped?
If you said to the fans, you must miss the playoffs, but you get a new head coach, how do you think Cowboy fans would vote?
Unless you're telling them they're going to the Super Bowl with him, they're going to take that. And I honestly think that's the expectation, even though people around here, I'm sure, have watched the Eagles and seen that, you and I are playing wide receiver for them now, that there is just no confidence the team's going to do anything, and they are more ready than they've ever been to say goodbye to a head coach, more than Switzer when things were falling apart his last year, more than Campo when they were going 5-11 3 years in a row. There is nothing. Even you heard the story about Jason Garrett showing a highlight.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, Tim.
Okay.
Did he run out of highlights from this year? So he used. Is Roger Staubach in this sizzle reel?
He had to dip back into the archives a bit to find all the plays he wanted. But that's just to me that's fine. That's just a thing a coach does to try to get his team going. But people are killing him for that. There is nothing Jason Garrett can do.
But why do you have to get them going for facing the Rams on the road? I mean, you're facing the Rams. Why do I have to get my team hyped up for that?
Oh, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. But the last 2 games, you saw them completely fall apart. After opening both games against Buffalo and Chicago, 14-play touchdown drive, 17-play touchdown drive. Oh, they're back.
Yeah.
They gave up at least 24 straight points before they scored again. They fall apart at the first sign of trouble, and they have zero confidence right now.
I know that there have been reports that the Cowboys are interested in Urban Meyer, and I spoke to a source that said that Urban is interested in the Cowboys, that he realizes maybe that he's a little too toxic for college football right now if he's going to come back and coach. But it still comes back to, I just don't know how coveted this job is, given the environment that's there. You got talent there, and you got an owner who desperately wants to win. I don't know if it's a great job or not. Why would Urban Meyer want to come back and get into this?
That's a good question. I don't know. Like you said, I think he's done with college, or college is done with him, however you want to view that, but right or wrong. but I think he might want to say, look, I'm never going to match Nick Saban's record championship-wise. I'm going to be the number 2 guy this era to him. But what if I go to the NFL and I'm a little bit successful where he failed? How does that make me? Where does that put me? And he may not view that way at all, but he might. I'm sure he's thought of it at some point. He obviously knows Zeke Elliott. And he knows a couple other. He knows they have good young talent, and he knows good young talent around the college game. He probably has the ego to believe I'll bring in a coaching staff. I know how to coach. The NFL is not going to be that different, and we will have success because they have good young players. We're not going to miss all these details that the current Cowboys miss. They're, having a bad kick or being last in kickoff returns, never creating turnovers, all the little things they don't do. I think he could see it. But you're right. There's a lot of coaches that would stay away. And I've always said, I don't know why Lincoln Riley would leave Oklahoma where he's in the Big 12 championship when the season begins. It's just a question of which team he's going to play and which quarterback he's going to have, going to New York for the Heisman ceremony and then come here and, maybe be out in 3 years.
Yeah, if I'm Lincoln Riley, and I surprised a lot of my audience where I said, I would stay at Oklahoma. I
would too.
I get paid as well as an NFL coach. I have a couple of games that I have to win. Or if you go into the Browns situation where they're just waiting for somebody to come in who looks and sounds like they know what they're doing there. But Dallas would make me nervous. As much as there's a great upside, you're never going to get credit when you win, and you're going to get blamed when you lose. And not many of these coaches are wired that way, and they're all control freaks. And you don't have total autonomy with that team. So
just the fact that if you were the coach now, regardless of what we think of Jason Garrett, you have to listen to your owner, general manager, talking about Urban Meyer with 3 games to go when you're in first place.
I know. If I said you could pick the Super Bowl matchup,
ooh,
who would you pick?
I think Baltimore's going to get there. I think they have a great chance to get there. I don't think San Francisco is going to get there. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if I'm picking today, it's going to be Baltimore, Green Bay.
No, what would be your ideal matchup? You get to pick. Do you really think that Green Bay is going to be the team out of the NFC?
I think I thought that's what I was saying.
Well, no. I was saying.
What did I not understand about this question?
Like if you were programming this, what would be the best matchup for TV?
Oh, well,
we'll edit this
TV,
out in post.
You still got the Cowboys in there somehow. I mean, the Cowboys and the Eagles are going to the playoffs, and it might as well be the Cowboys. But then they got to win 3 games. Are we talking reality TV or fantasy?
Tim, come on.
Yeah.
Can you help me here a little bit?
I'm struggling with the question. I don't think the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. If I have my choice of all the eligible teams, then I'm picking the Cowboys. I'm going to pick Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson in Baltimore is the biggest story in the league.
Okay.
So
that wasn't that hard. That's all.
Okay, yeah.
It's like
really
a dream matchup. But do you think Green Bay's going to the Super Bowl?
If I was picking today, I would put them out of the San Francisco, Seattle contingent. And I think the Saints might be falling apart a bit. So I don't think it's going to be them. So I would lean – I think the Packers are I think they're much more solid than people think.
What's an
Plus,
easier –
at home games are very tough up there.
What's an easier job, covering the Cowboys or being a contributor to Around the Horn?
Around the Horn is a daily challenge. Have you seen some of the young competitors that I have to vanquish from time to time?
Oh, I know. They're
throwing new ones at us every day. And yet, here I stand, 475 wins, second highest on the pyramid.
Will you ever catch Woody Page?
Ooh, I don't want to say what that's going to require. Yeah, that's going to take.
Well, that's morbid.
Years of me being on the show.
That was morbid.
Inactive. He's going to have to go pick a different show. We'll put it that way. Let's just put him on a different show.
But that's all Woody Page has to live for, right? Is Around the Horn.
It is. It is.
I mean,
that's who he is.
You have a life.
Much more urbane. I'm much more worldly. I've got things in my life.
You're in love?
I listen to sometimes, yes. I listen to the Symphony Channel on XM Sirius 76.
Do you really?
I got a lot going on.
Yeah, I can tell you live the life, man. I'm just happy I knew you when, just so I can juxtapose that to.
Yes. When I was somebody you'd like to see at a Christmas party. Hey, let's go over to that side of the room.
You were just like the Cowboys of the 90s. You used to be a blast.
Then I was more like the Cowboys of the late 90s. I went over the salary cap and just blew up.
Hey, have a great weekend. Have fun covering the Rams game. Thank you, Tim, and happy holidays to you.
To you and the Danettes as well.
Thank you. That's Tim Cowlishaw, Around the Horn.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.